At 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
After a hot and humid day, temperatures are finally coming down. The question is, for how long? Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Bridget Bjorlo. We're glad you're with us tonight. Looks like it will be an easy few days to close out the work week, but this weekend could see some showers.
Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank is here with more on what to expect. Rach.
Yeah, we are really excited about cooling things back down. For some kids, it was the first day back to school, and it was hot in the classrooms. You know, most of them don't have AC units. I know my kids came off the bus red-faced today, but we do not only turn cooler, but also less humid overnight tonight, and you're going to feel that the next 2 days. The humidity does come back in again, though, heading into the weekend, which we'll talk more about in just a little bit. It's still warm out there. We're in the 70s and 80s. However, we are going to notice that change happening soon. A boundary's moved through. You can see showers and storms associated with it. So close to Connecticut, yet so far they ended up just missing us. Right now, dew points are around 70 for most of the state. That's in that tropical category. But if you look to the north, you see the blue? That's that comfy stuff. And this will be dropping down from the north and will greet you on your way out the door tomorrow. So overnight lows will be dipping back into the 60s for most of the state, although upper 40s or upper 50s, I should say, are possible for some of our cooler spots. Tomorrow we'll see a mix of clouds and sunshine. Temperatures beginning in the 60s, finishing in the 70s instead of near 90 degrees like we were outside today, and we stayed dry. Heading into the weekend, we do have the chance for some rain. However, the timing has been pushed back, and it may help your outdoor plans. We'll explain. Full forecast coming up.
All right, Rachel, thank you. Well, right now, I-91 northbound at exit 8 is shut down. State police say there was a serious crash there. It happened between exits 8 and 9, sometime around 6 this evening. No word right now on how many vehicles were involved, but troopers tell us serious injuries were reported. We'll update you as we learn more. And in New Haven tonight, a jury has convicted 49-year-old Rashad Hardy of murder. Prosecutors say he shot and killed 36-year-old Ricky Newton inside a convenience store on Rosette Street back in July on the 10th. That was 2020. Prosecutors had surveillance footage of Newton and Hardy getting into a verbal fight before Hardy shot Newton. Hardy was arrested 2 weeks later in Maryland. He'll be sentenced in November.
New at 10, Hartford police announcing the arrest of one of their officers. It stems from the July incident at a local hospital where Officer Marcelo Confitero was assigned to guard a prisoner. Investigators say the officer grew frustrated when the prisoner became combative. They report the person in custody threw objects at the officer, punched him, even spit in his face. In response, Confitero punched back, triggering a use of force investigation. The officer has since been placed on paid leave and faces charges for second-degree breach of peace.
The Milford man charged in connection to an infant's death pleaded not guilty today. 31-year-old Dale Kirkland appeared in state superior court. Police say he checked into a Milford motel with a baby girl earlier this month, but checked out the next day without the baby. A housekeeper later found the baby in a bathtub. Kirkland is charged with risk of injury to a child and cruelty to persons. The state is waiting for the final results from the medical examiner's office and say more charges are likely. Kirkland's bond is set at $1 million. He is set to appear in court again in about a month.
As the cleanup continues in Naugatuck Valley, the Connecticut congressional delegation, along with teams from FEMA and the Small Business Administration, had boots on the ground surveying the damage today.
It's been 10 days since catastrophic flooding ripped through towns, leaving homes destroyed and businesses waterlogged. But since then, we've seen people across the state come together in support of those hit the worst.
Tonight, money is coming to people in need, and Fox 61's Jake Garcia reports from Oxford.
The saying goes, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Well, for one group of Oxford kids, they did just that to help benefit first responders here in Oxford.
We say lemonade! Lemonade!
A group of Oxford kids and their parents making a considerable difference in the ongoing flooding recovery, all thanks to a simple lemonade stand.
We just wanted to help, and it felt overwhelming because there's so many things that needed to be done, and houses that needed help, and people that needed money, and didn't really know where to start.
The group raised over $3,000 for the Oxford Fire Department. Parents say this was a great way to get the whole family involved and help the community.
Trying to explain to the kids in a 6-year-old way what's going on, how we can help, why we should help. So having them come here to deliver the money personally to the firefighters, I think is really important.
The group then got to take a ride on the fire trucks to tour the area, seeing the damage and the ongoing repairs.
You know, hard to see, and it's incredible because you do see the damage, but you can't, even how it looks now compared to what it looks like then is like so different.
Fire officials say the money will be used for water rescue equipment.
Well, among the 3 companies, we'll use it to replenish and enhance our rescue equipment, especially our water rescue ensembles.
And it's not the only donation the Oxford Fire Department got Wednesday.
And I picked up a check in excess of $20,000 from the Thomaston Fire Department. They held a boot drive last weekend.
That money will go to the Oxford Flood Victims Fund, set up by the town to help pay for expensive repairs. First Selectman George Temple says he's proud of the way the town has come together, no matter their age, to help their neighbors in the face of disaster.
I've never been prouder. Oxford people are tough, but we like each other. And it doesn't matter what your politics are. You know, if you're in need, your neighbor's going to help you.
If you would like to donate to the Oxford Flood Victim Fund, we have a link on our website, fox61.com. Reporting in Oxford, Jake Garcia, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Jake, thank you. Connecticut families are still feeling the impact of last week's flood damage.
And you can help Fox 61 lend a hand. Tomorrow, join the Fox 61 Flood Relief Drive. We are collecting supplies and monetary donations from 8 to 11 a.m. at the Seymour Oxford Food Bank. That's at 20 Pine Street over in Seymour. Visit fox61.com/flood relief or scan this QR code that you see on your screen to learn how to help.
And if you are planning to donate, the food bank says it is most in need of water, shelf-stable food, sanitary products, diapers, and reusable shopping bags. As for items you should not bring, open containers of food, perishable and refrigerated foods, clothing, household items, and medications. Again, the Fox 61 Flood Relief Drive is tomorrow from 8 to 11 a.m. If you can't make it out, be sure and tune in at 10 a.m. for our special coverage.